amid the harshest frozen land on Earth, where temperatures can drop below -40 degrees Celsius and cutting winds howl relentlessly. An extraordinary journey of survival begins. Thousands of emperor penguins leave the icy ocean behind them, stepping onto the endless white surface and beginning a march that stretches for dozens of miles deep into the frozen continent. Their short, slow, but persistent steps form long, unbroken lines. Yet the instinct to survive drives them forward, because somewhere ahead, new life will begin. After this grueling journey, the colony comes to a halt on solid sheets of ice, known as fast ice. These are thick, stable platforms that are not broken apart by ocean waves, strong enough to endure the long winter. When a safe place is finally secured, a new chapter of life begins. In the bone-chilling cold, pairs begin to form. They stand close together, pressing their bodies tightly to share precious warmth. In this world, connection is not romance. It is a condition for survival. Then the most critical moment arrives. The female lays a single egg, a tiny life, yet so fragile that if it touches the frozen ground for even a few seconds, it will die instantly. In the biting cold, the female carefully maintains her balance, lowering the egg onto her feet. Immediately after, the responsibility for survival is transferred. From this moment on, that tiny life depends entirely on the father. She returns to the distant ocean, swimming hundreds of kilometers to find food, leaving behind her mate and her unborn chick in the midst of relentless blizzards. The males huddle closely together to avoid the deadly cold. At night, hundreds of them gather into a dense mass, slowly rotating to share warmth. He stands still, enduring violent snowstorms, keeping the egg at a stable temperature. This is not merely instinct. It is a survival strategy refined over thousands of years of evolution. Then, one day, as the faint light of spring begins to emerge, life inside the egg starts to stir. The first cracks appear on the fragile shell. A tiny being is struggling to break beyond its limits, to enter this harsh world. Finally, the emperor penguin chicks are born. Small, fragile, covered in grey down. In the distance, the mother penguin returns. After a long and perilous journey, she carries a precious supply of food in her stomach. Among thousands of individuals, the two parents recognize each other through their unique calls, a deeply meaningful reunion. The mother brings back a rich supply of fish, and the father is finally able to regain some much-needed energy. She feeds the tiny chick its very first meal in this harsh, natural world. Life goes on through perfect coordination. The two parents take turns caring for their young, keeping it warm and nourishing it with food from the sea. The number of small, fragile lives within the colony continues to grow. The chick gradually grows stronger, more resilient, and begins to leave the constant protection of its parents to stand among other chicks in a nursery on the frozen ice. They are curious about everything around them, but the real danger does not only come from the cold. At the edge of the ice shelf, where the deep black ocean opens, a predator waits. The leopard seal, the killer beneath the ice. With its long, powerful body, reptile-like head, and razor-sharp teeth. It is one of the most dangerous hunters in Antarctica. The leopard seal patrols beneath the ice, circling silently as it identifies targets and waits for the perfect moment. As the young penguins begin to wander closer to the water's edge, a shadow forms beneath the ice. No sound, no clear warning, only faint ripples, and death waiting below. Suddenly, the surface explodes. The leopard seal lunges upward with terrifying speed, jaws wide open, aiming directly at the vulnerable prey. But this is only a warning of the survival battle that's about to unfold. The adult penguins react instantly. They rush forward, forming a defensive circle around the chicks. Within the colony, some individuals remain unaware, still swimming calmly. And this becomes an easy opportunity for the leopard seal to demonstrate its terrifying power. It strikes swiftly, stunning its target, and seizes a penguin in a single decisive moment. This time, it becomes even bolder. It rises out of the water and climbs onto the ice. Step by step, it advances closer to the group of penguins. But quickly, the adults detect the threat and immediately surround it, emitting piercing calls to drive it away. The leopard seal understands that land is not its advantage, and it retreats back into the water soon after. Then it counterattacks. It bares its jaws, snapping repeatedly, attempting to break through the defensive circle. But numbers are the penguins' advantage. Overwhelmed by the unexpected resistance, the leopard seal begins to lose its advantage. Continuous strikes disorient it, making it impossible to precisely target its prey. Finally, it is forced to withdraw, diving back into the dark depths, disappearing as if it had never been there. The danger passes for now. The penguins remain alert, while the chicks run back toward their parents, trembling. A tense first lesson of survival. Not long after, the chicks enter the most critical stage, learning to swim. One by one, they stand at the edge of the ice, hesitating. Then, a leap into the freezing water. Beneath the surface, their wings are no longer wings, but powerful paddles. At first clumsy, but quickly adapting. In the ocean, they learn to move, dive deep, evade predators, and hunt for food. This is where they truly belong. When they are strong and mature enough, the entire group begins its final migration. No longer slow, careful steps across the ice, but decisive dives into the vast ocean. Families reunite, swimming together, merging into the endless flow of life among drifting ice. In this unforgiving world, only those who adapt can survive. And the story of survival continues.